What's up, good folks? This is your girl Bernicia. Welcome back to my channel, and you're here with N.E.X.T. All right, y'all. So it's time to get into another recap for Baddies USA. Now we're on episode 13, and I gotta tell y'all, this was a good episode. We got a lot of tea out of this episode. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna title this episode "Summer's a Munch." All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay. So the episode picks up with Tasiki going to ask Summer, like, why are you saying that you ate Lex ate your pussy, or you ate Lex pussy? Like, why are you saying that? Summer said, because I did, and she ate mine. The way that she said that, it just looked like that bitch was just everlastingly, like her breath was just so stank. I am so sorry, y'all, but it just looked like her breath was stank as fuck, the way she ate mine, all in Broly face. Like, that shit was funny as hell, but it did look like her breath was stank. Y'all, did y'all catch Suki? Suki told me something. Is that the last pussy? Is that the last pussy? Suki, why did you asking Summer that? Do you want her to munch on you? I'm just saying, like, why did you ask Summer that? Like, so anyway, this whole time, if you ask me, Tasiki was low-key being messy. She was playing the dog that carries the bone, okay? Because she went back and told Big Lex what Summer was saying about her and things like that as well, okay? So meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Gretch fucks around and spots Suki, and she gets activated, okay? She drunk as fuck, drunker than a skunk. Okay, and she over there telling Mariah how she want to go get her ones, how she still want her ones with Suki. Suki jumped her, and she still want to get it in, right? So Mariah goes to help her fellow white woman. She's like, baby, no, now is not the time, okay? These bitches will beat you to smithereens, okay? Now is not the time, Gretch, okay? So Gretch was like, you know what, bitch, when these stitches come off, I want that, okay? And I believe Gretch is gonna get that, okay? Gretch is still mad. That bitch hold grudges, okay? She ain't letting that shit go, okay? Suki jumped her. She was never able to get even, and she's not letting it go. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm mad at that, okay? Okay? So then we get back to Summer. Now, Summer is so weird to me, okay? First of all, why is she lying? So she goes over to Cold Killer and Tavy Baby. I'm talking about Dolly Duck and Red, how she just whooped Dolly's ass. Bitch, first of all, you did not whoop Dolly's ass, okay? When Summer pulled up with her friends from Detroit and they came out to come fight Dolly, Summer and Dolly ran 2 rounds, and I didn't see Summer win not near round, okay? So that's that. She didn't win not near round. But she goes over there and she starts explaining herself to Tasiki when Tasiki's asking her, like, okay, why are you saying all of those things about your friend? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you saying all those things? Now, Tasiki not liking this, okay? Because y'all, a few episodes ago, Tasiki was getting into it with Summer because Summer was saying things about her, repeating the rumors about her, okay? So it's like, okay, Tasiki really ain't liking this shit here. Tasiki like, this bitch over here, I ain't liking it. So she over there confronting Summer, asking Summer why she doing that to her friend. And she was like, you did the same thing to me. And so, but Summer was like, but that's true. That's true. Like, what happened between her and Lex was true. Like, it's a different situation. I don't know. But the fact that she was explaining herself to Tasiki, the bitch that slapped the hell out of you. I mean, she slapped you so silly that you must have forgot she slapped you, because the way that she went over there talking to her whole enemies about fighting with her friend as if they gave a fuck in a good way was crazy to me.
Don't make me call Portia. Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, once again, Summer, the way she going about things, I'm not liking it. I don't care for it, okay? So anyway, meanwhile, Lex finally decides to confront Summer, okay? So she goes up. She was like, Summer, something was said about me. The girls are telling me that something was said about me. What did you say? And so Summer's like, I didn't say nothing. Summer didn't own up to what she was saying about Lex, okay? And if you ask me, she was smart not to do that, because Lex, you heard what the fuck she said. You know, the girls had already told you what she had said, okay? You know Summer had said it, okay? So I feel like maybe she just wanted to hear it out of Summer's mouth herself, but at the end of the day, Summer was smart enough not to say it, because I think Lex would have fucked her up right then and there, expeditiously, okay? She gonna get fucked up, but that right there would have happened a lot sooner had she admitted that to Lex's face. I'm just saying. Child. So then we get a hot mic moment, right? And you hear Nunu in the corner going the fuck off. I don't know who she was going off on. I heard something about a bitch and they stink ass cheeks. And then she said she was talking shit about Gretch. I don't know. So when we hear that little piece, I fuck around and see Gretch just jump the fuck up because Dolly had got past the security and snatched a bottle of Don Julio, a glass bottle, and threw that bitch. And now I'm not sure who she was trying to hit. I'm really not sure. I don't know if she was trying to hit Cold Killer. She was trying to hit Gretch. I don't even know who the fuck she was trying to hit. But this is what I be talking about. Like, shit just get extremely dangerous. Like, why y'all keep allowing shit like this to happen? Like, at this point, these bitches don't deserve no more liquor bottles. No more. So, anyway, as they were leaving the restaurant, apparently Summer's niece and her sister tried to get Lex while she was headed towards the tour bus, okay? And so for Lex, this right here is going to be a big problem for Summer, okay? But we'll get to that. All right, so the next day, and we see a meetup between Rolly, Scotty, and Summer, okay? So Rolly and Scotty sitting out there talking. Summer comes out to join them, and you know, Rolly basically told Summer about herself. Like, you know, because Summer was talking about, you know, like how she felt about Dolly and that whole situation. And Rolly was like, well, Summer, you can't sit up here and act like you didn't antagonize them. Like, you sitting up here acting like they got a problem with you for no reason. You antagonized those situations between them. She was like, oh, but if I wasn't saying nothing to you, bitch, obviously you was saying shit to the girls or saying shit about the girls, and you think they're not supposed to respond to that, Summer? That's what confuses me about the whole situation. You got a problem with these girls, but you don't want to tell them what the fuck the problem is. You say you cut them off, you don't want to be friends with them, okay, that's cool. But then don't create a problem after doing that by talking about these girls and doing things that bitch or aunt would do. And then you wonder why they want to fight you. You wonder. Okay? So then Summer tells Rolly and Scotty a little bit more detail about the whole situation with her and Lex. And apparently she told Rolly a lot more than what we caught on camera, but we'll get to that later. But Rolly did end that scene by telling Summer that, bitch, don't have nobody else pull up. Because that's when shit get dangerous. Them outside people don't know these girls. And they can potentially really hurt one of these girls. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's bad enough Tommy be doing that shit. Bitch, everybody can't be Tommy. We can't have more than one Tommy in this season. It's just getting extra at this point. So then we get a scene with Lex and Dolly, okay? So Lex and Dolly, they're chit-chat and they waiting on Natalie to pull up. They chit-chatting. And so Dolly admits that she'll miss Summer. Like I told you guys before in my last recap, I do feel like Dolly just puts on a colder front when it comes to the whole situation. Lex was a lot more sensitive. Obviously, we know why now, but Dolly just put up a colder front about the whole situation. Doesn't mean that she didn't really care about Summer as a friend. And to be honest, quite frankly, if you ask me, I feel like Dolly gave Summer a lots of grace. And if she didn't give a fuck about Summer, she wouldn't have got the grace that she's gotten up until this point, okay? So anyway, Natalie pulls up and she you know, she's talking to the girls about everything that's going on, and she's telling them that she basically believes, like, y'all in Detroit, like we in Detroit right now. Y'all started in Detroit, so it's crazy how everything is falling apart in Detroit. Like, y'all need to make it work, y'all need to stick it out, y'all started together and all this, that, and the third. But this is crazy coming from a person who can barely keep a friend. Who I haven't seen you stick it out with no friendship. Hell, your oldest friendship, the one with Lyrica, hell, that shit ended and crumbled. So, Natalie, who was you talking to? How you gonna tell somebody to do some shit that you ain't even trying to do? I'm just saying, stick it out with Scotty. Shit. But whatever, okay? I just simply feel like at this point they don't put fisticuffs. The friendship is just too far gone at this point, okay? So then next, Natalie asks Lex about, you know, the whole situation with Summer. And the way that Lex described it, the way that Lex was talking about it, I just feel like there's some truth to what Summer said. I believe Summer. I'm sorry. I believe everything Summer said. Because Lex, stop sitting up here acting like it just hurts you so bad to talk about it. Bitch, at this point, we all gonna see it on camera. Summer said that you ate her pussy. She ate your pussy. Now, however that went down, the better way to get ahead of it is just to tell what the fuck actually happened instead of sitting up here playing coy about it, okay? But I guess we'll get the full story a little later, okay? So the next, we see Rolly with Cold Killer, Tavy, and Fauna. Now, Rolly is making her rounds with the girls. I must admit, she's doing a lot better than Natalie when it comes to making connections with these girls, okay? Because she's making her rounds. She's communicating with everybody. I like that, okay? So anyway, Rolly's talking to Cold Killer and Fauna. And she's basically telling the girls, like, she doesn't fuck with what Dolly was saying about Cold Killer's daughter. She doesn't believe that the kids should be involved. Now, we know Rolly don't play when it comes to those kids, okay? Y'all remember what happened last time somebody said something about her son, okay? So we know how she feels about it. But at the same time, I agree, Dolly was dead ass wrong. I said it before and I'll say it again. She was dead ass wrong. Now, I get it, because Cold Killer did bring up Marissa's child. And if you remember, she said she wished Marissa's child would die. And it actually happened. So, I mean, look, when you do something to somebody else, you can't be mad when it happens to you. I'm just saying, not to justify nothing Dolly said, but at the end of the day, people is in such an uproar about Dolly talking about somebody's child, but at the end of the day, this same individual has talked about another person's child. So when something happens, when you put energy out there, it comes back, okay? But once again, I don't agree with the child shit. Tavy says that she feels like Dolly shouldn't have hit her. Now, they played a replay of that scene, and I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't feel like it was a situation that was necessarily called for a fight, but at the same time, once again, Tavy, you put yourself in shit that you shouldn't be handling business. Ain't nobody told you to say nothing, okay? Yes, you wanted to say your little piece. You should have been able to, but at that point in time, no, it just, your opinion, your thoughts, your mind, whatever the fuck you had to say just was not called for. So you can't do something to somebody and tell them how to react to it. Dolly was already mad and on one, and you chose to jump into that heat, fire, flame. So you got what you got, okay? Unfortunately, that's what happened.
I don't give a fuck.
So then we get a scene with Tasiki, Biggie, and Mariah. Okay, so they're sitting down in the restaurant. Tasiki looked good as fuck. I love that hairstyle on her. She just looks so classy and glamorous. Like, homegirl look good. Okay, so the first thing Tasiki says to the girls is like how she thinks Summer shouldn't be able to perform with all her bad behaviors. And I agree with you, Tasiki, and I'm glad that we're finally hearing you talk, because in previous seasons we didn't hear much of shit from you. But if y'all notice, Tasiki been working a little bit more than she normally has this season, okay? She ain't got to fight, but the bitch damn sure been opening up her mouth, getting in the mix of things, okay? Listen, y'all talk shit about Tasiki, but she's definitely trying to come about that boring, okay? We also find that Tasiki has a restaurant. Okay, congratulations, Biatch. Okay, so she purchased a restaurant which is part of a chain called Smack'em Seafood. Okay, I've heard good things about it. I've never actually tried it myself, but I really look forward to trying out some of their food myself. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard great things about the food chain line, the food, you know, restaurant or whatever, and I heard that the food is really good. So congratulations, Tasiki. Okay. Now we get back to Rolly, Tavy, and Fauna and all of them. And Rolly reveals a little bit more tea, because apparently Summer told her that whatever happened between Summer and Lex, it happened more than once.
You are gay.
Okay. So it wasn't a fling at this point. It was a whole fucking affair. Like, what the fuck? Okay, and mind you, this was around the time that Lex was still with her girlfriend. So I guess that's the kind of the crux of the whole situation. I don't know, child. So then we finally get to the Natalie sit down. I'm going to call this scene the Natalie sit down. Okay, so you got Jayla and Scotty sitting up there before Natalie walks in. And they're kind of chit-chatting and talking. And, you know, they're kind of talking about some of their issues with Natalie. Now, the issue, Scotty more so has an issue than Jayla has, but at the same time, Jayla does feel slightly slighted by Natalie at times, being that Natalie doesn't seem to like to take accountability for the things that she does. This is Jayla's perspective, but she also says to Scotty that she feels like her relationship with Natalie is not as far gone as hers is with Scotty. And with that, I do agree. I do feel like Scotty's and Natalie's relationship, that shit is flushed down the toilet, down the drain. It's, for one, too many conflicts of interest. It's just too much drama. Too much has happened between them two that I don't think that they could ever go back to being the same. And even, or anything close to being as close as they were before. Okay? So that's that. So then eventually, Natalie comes in. They, before Natalie gets there, they start talking again about the whole Dolly situation. See, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of the girls on the cast felt some type of way about Dolly and the things that she was saying, and both Scotty and Jayla agreed that was foul as well. And my thing is, goddamn, how much did Dolly say? Because we caught, the camera cut off, bleeped out when she said certain shit, and it did sound like she said something sexually inappropriate towards Cold Killer's daughter. I don't know, but damn, like, she must have said some real foul shit. Anyway, child. So Natalie finally walks in. Mind you, she's not by herself. Okay, so Natalie brought her some backup. She brought Janelle with her, one of the OG bad girls. Okay, so they walk in and do like a fake little greeting. Natalie's like, "Oh, did you guys order food?" No. Here goes Scotty. "I ordered a mocktail." Yeah, bitch. We know that you ordering alcoholic free drinks. Okay, this is the second time you don't clarify yourself, Scotty. We know you're not trying to be Christian. Congratulations. Okay. Anyway, Scotty pretty much jumps into what her issue is with Natalie. So apparently, while Natalie was ranting on her live, she brought up the fact that Lenny allegedly abused the dog. Okay, now this happened some months ago. I think they were filming the last season when this happened. I don't know. It's been a minute. Well, in this case, last year. It happened last year. Shit, in this case, we in a new year. Whatever the case is it happened some months ago. But there was a live between Natalie and Lenny, and Natalie was ranting and raving and exposing some things about Lenny and the network. Okay, and one of those situations was Scotty and her dog. So then Natalie tells Scotty that situation was about Mariah. But the thing that pissed me off, that pisses me off with this whole conversation is that Scotty would not shut the fuck up. Like, Scotty would not let Natalie get too many words out. Like, I get it, you want to know why she brought you up, but she was trying to tell you, even though you wasn't the thing that set her off, you're part of the problem. Okay, clearly, because like Natalie said, I didn't lie about anything. Everything I said was true. So if everything she said was true in that live, then I can see why Scotty was trying to make her shut the fuck up. Like, Scotty was, any other time you could talk over a bitch, you picked this time to talk over her because you didn't want her to say something that was going to expose you, Scotty, or expose more of your situation. For example, Natalie said that her relationship with Lenny is fake. Now, they got a baby on the way. So I don't know how fake or what kind of fake she's talking about. But like I said, Scotty wouldn't allow Natalie to talk. Like, girl, I appreciate you standing up for yourself, but shut the fuck up, okay? And so Scotty busts out and say, when Natalie mentions Mariah, she says, it's in the past. You keep bringing up things for the past. Natalie was like, ha! It's not the past. It's the present. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. So you mean to tell me Mariah and N.E.X.T still has something going on with Lenny? Is that still a thing? Like, I heard rumors about N.E.X.T, of course. A little bit of rumblings about Mariah. But you mean to tell me, like, that's still a thing? Well, like I said, that is pretty much it between them. Because Natalie gets up from the table at that point. The conversation went nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere. Both girls were trying to express themselves, and the other wanted to be heard more by the other. Neither one was listening to each other. Okay, so with that being said, the conversation went absolutely nowhere. Now, I don't know what Janelle's original point was, probably to have Natalie's back, but she should have stayed with the fuck she was, because she was no help to either party in this situation. Okay. Natalie gets up and storms off, and so Janelle turns to Scotty, and I don't know what she was attempting to say, but Scotty didn't let her fucking talk. She said, listen, if you're going to talk about what's going on between me and Natalie, I don't want to talk about that while she's not here. You can go. You can go. Like, she was selling Janelle out, okay? And I don't blame her. I know, like, some people was like, oh, Scotty was wrong for snapping on Janelle like that. Apparently, Janelle is an old friend of theirs, and she, you know, she knew them for years and years beyond this reality show shit. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you walked in with Natalie and you for to sit up here and try to defend Natalie when I'm mad at her, bitch, you could kick rocks. I don't want to hear nobody coming to her defense. I don't want to hear none of that. That bitch ain't even sit here to defend herself. She stormed off. So would that be the case? Since you came in here to defend her, you need to storm the fuck off with her. Like, that's it. That's all. And I get it. She probably don't like the fact that Scotty was snapping, but I feel like in this instance, when it comes to Janelle and the way Scotty snapped on her, I don't feel bad for her at all. Okay. So then next up, we get a scene with Lex and Rolly. I told y'all Rolly is making her rounds with the girls. Okay, so they sitting up at the bar. And basically they started talking about Summer, okay? Lex is like, Summer's never voiced her real feelings about the situation. She's never said why she was upset with them. And Rolly blurts out and say she's upset because she got beat up by Tasiki. And I think at this point we all know that. We all know that she's upset that she got beat up by Tasiki, and she's mad that her friends didn't jump. She doesn't want to say that, but that's what it is. That's exactly what it is, okay? And like Lex said, it's more so probably because it's Tasiki. Like, had it been any other girl who whooped some ass, she probably wouldn't have felt some type of way. But because it's one of the heavy hitters, or the Tasiki that whooped her ass, it's like a scar, a stain on her. She just can't, you know, she can't stomach it, okay? Then Lex goes into more details about what actually happened. And I say that in quotation marks because at this point, bitch, we don't know who to believe. I'm like, Rolly, I don't know. Maybe she put her mouth on somewhere and didn't like the taste. But no, real shit. According to Lex say, I have never put my mouth on her. Okay? But I won't say that she ain't do that. She ain't put her mouth on me. Like Lex, you still talking in fucking circles, bitch. Okay, so Summer ate your pussy, but you didn't eat hers. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, child. Lex then tells us, you know, that at this point she's fed up. Like, she don't had it up to here with Summer's stupid ass, okay? She said she was she then started to describe the situation that took place once they left the locker room. So once they left the restaurant, as they walking out of the locker room and getting on the tour bus, apparently Summer's sister and her niece started trying to attack Lex. They was calling her out. And for Lex, she feel like, okay, now you sending people to attack me. Okay, so bitch, now it's up. So at this point, she don't had it up to the roof, y'all, with Summer. Okay. But at that point, Rolly gives her some advice, and I think it makes sense. She was basically telling Lex that she needs to kind of like separate herself from the group. You know, kind of stand alone. Because sometimes when you in a group, you become, you know, the Farrah instead of the Beyonce. You know, and individually, you will shine a lot brighter. And a lot of us said this same thing about Week 3 last season. that these girls would be more likable if they weren't paired up as friends. And we're starting to see that this season because everybody kind of is doing their own thing. Now, Dolly, on the other hand, has showed her fucking ass. But to be honest, I do like her a lot better than I have in the previous seasons. The same for Lex. I actually like both of them a lot better than I liked them the previous seasons. So, yeah, Rolly does have a good point with that, okay? And then she mentions the fact that Natalie wants to bring in some new girls. And I'm thinking to myself, like, who the fuck is these new girls going to be, okay? So anyway, now the girls are back on the bus. They're tour bus. They're headed to Atlanta to the new house, and Vicky is going the fuck off because I guess Dolly and Summer took off. I mean, not Dolly and Summer. Dolly and Lex took off. They weren't on the bus with the rest of the girls, and given the whole situation and everything that just went down, I'm like, Vicky, shut the fuck up. These girls need a fucking break, okay? But I guess she feels like only person deserves a break is Natalie. So she's going the fuck off, and then she starts to talk about the fight between Dolly and Summer, and Tavy is I know some of the girls may have answered. I wasn't really sure, but I know Tavy was the most obvious. I don't know. It could have been a tie. Bitch, you just mad. Bitch, you just mad. You just mad. Shut up. Like, if anybody in this bitch is happier that the big three ain't big three no more, it's Tavy. Tavy, baby, is happy as fuck that they are not getting along. Like, she's living for it, okay? I've never seen a bitch that excited to see the next bitches beef with each other. But she is definitely loving this whole situation with them, okay? If y'all ain't noticed by now, this bitch stick her nose in every time it's something. And she always saying something, okay? But some of these girls is haters. Like, bitch, if y'all say that it was a tie or draw, any of that with the Summer Dolly thing, Dolly beat Summer ass. Like, even with all the heavy editing that Zeus does, Summer got her ass whooped. Now, Tinka decides to be messy. So she calls Summer and asks Summer about the whole Lex situation. Summer says, was we or was we not? Like, this is the shit that's gonna get you in trouble, Summer. See, Summer, I feel like most of what she was saying was true. But then, at the same time, bitch, you putting 20 on 10 because you already put it out there. Now you started entertaining the shit, making it worse and worse. I mean, it's gonna boil down to, and I call this scene cut to, okay? Now, cut to, the girls, now, they pull up to the house. We didn't even get a chance to look at the house, y'all. That's just how crazy it was. We didn't get a chance to look at the Atlanta house. Looked like it was a big ass nice house, but we didn't get to look, okay? Lex out there going the fuck off, going buku crazy, talking about you not supposed to be here. So apparently, Tommy and Tommy's people was on the scene, okay, and Lex was getting into it with them by the time the girls pulled up, okay. And so Summer gets out of a Sprinter van. So it's like Tommy is we saw Tommy, we saw Summer, we saw DJ Sky, and a few other people in the Sprinter van with them, okay. So they jump out the Sprinter van, and then the first thing Summer says when she sees Lex is, come on, pussy muncher. Man, when she said that, Lex gave it to her ass. Straight face shot. Bing, bing, bing. I mean, it was crazy. Like, the first two punches, Summer was spinning the fuck around. She was just spinning around, spinning like one of those y'all know them little Japanese toys. She was just spinning the fuck around, just the bitch ain't know what the fuck to do because she had got hit so well fucking hard that first time. Straight to the noggin. It was crazy. So they break that up. Round one. Okay. Now we see Lex off to the side, and then next thing you know, Tommy come and bust her ass across the head with a glass. Now, word on the curb, the reason why was because Lex allegedly punched her daughter in the face. Her daughter being one of the people that was with her. That's why Lex kept saying, y'all not supposed to be here. And that's why Tommy said, bitch, you got me fucked up. You ain't gonna leave here in one piece. Now, I don't know that to be sure. I can't confirm that because allegedly the daughter, because the daughter couldn't get a contract or they didn't want to pay for the footage. The daughter's face was blurred out and the scene was edited out. Okay, well that part was edited out. I'm not sure the chronological status of events, but apparently the daughter put her nose where it didn't fucking belong and she got knocked the fuck out, or she got her shit punched in by Big Lex, who was very much punchy that night. I can believe that, okay? And based off the little bit that we did see, I can believe that, because the bitch don't act like that about nobody but they cubs, okay? So the way Tommy straight bust her ass across the head, oh yeah, that had to be about her baby cub, but we don't know. Ow. So meanwhile, Summer keeps fucking running her mouth. At this point, bitch, look at you. She over there running her mouth. My people, when they see you and Dolly, they gonna get you and Dolly. They gonna get you and Dolly. And then Lex runs over and meets her ass. Yep. Man, got her ass on the ground. Pow, pow, pow. I was like, man. And then you hear somebody in the background say, damn, she ripped her. I think that was Rolly ass. Talk about some, damn, she ripped her Selena outfit. Rolly is a petty creature. The security, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Before Lex started to fight fucking Summer ass, the way that she was directing the security, you move over here, please. Back up, give me space. You over here. Come here, Summer. Come here. When that bitch was doing all of that, I was like, damn, the security guards. And this is the thing, Summer. This is how I know that these people really don't fuck with Summer. Like, bitch, you must be something hell on set or something, because the security literally let Lex demolish Summer. And I don't think Lex got her feel, because it just keeps going. And Summer keeps going. But I think Lex's goal is to beat the words out of Summer's motherfucking mouth. Because this bitch is... I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy because they allow her to get her. They really allow her to get her. Like, real shit. I don't think I ever seen them allow a fight to go on and allow a bitch to get beat on so many times. Now, that last time she ran off on Summer shit, I think the security was surprised. I mean, it happened so quick and she got Summer ass so decent. It was just like, wow. Like, people just standing there like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. The shit was crazy. But that third round, the security get Lex up off Summer ass. Summer goes over there to the sprinter van. You hear Tommy saying, Summer, you cool? You cool? You good, Summer? No, Summer's not fucking good. Bitch, Summer's not good. She's not good. So, anywho, some dude... Lex was on one, so she was telling Tommy, you next. So the dude in the car, some dude that was in the car with Tommy, he steps his head out the car and go to talking shit to the girls. Talking shit to Big Lex, telling her she do anything, and I don't know what all that was about, but so who the fuck is this dude, right? Next thing you know, Lex throws some water at him, and she flicks some water at him, and he throws a whole motherfucking Red Bull can in her ass. And then all the girls pretty much attacks the truck. Okay, so then you see Lex managed to get in there. I don't know who the fuck she was minking in that truck, but she managed to get in there. So they pull all the girls up out of there, and the episode goes off with Summer. They was trying to patch the bitch back up. And Lex just attacks her again. It was like a rabid dog. It was Lex turned into a fucking animal. Okay. Yeah. She beat the living shit out of Summer. Now, there's a conversation about whether or not Summer deserves, motherfuckers say a lot of shit, but do they deserve to get their ass whooped like that? Listen, I don't think nobody deserves an ass whooping like that. However, there are things and decisions that we make in life that can be our own detriment, and Summer we literally see Summer walking herself. Or, no. The better way of putting it, and some of y'all OGs may have heard this saying, but Summer always write checks that her ass can't cash, okay? You sat there and you antagonize both of your friends, knowing damn well both of them is capable of whooping the fuck out of you, and you continue to do so, particularly with Lex. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that I sat here and watched Lex just keep trying to, like, you know, even if she was putting on, from what we could see, it looked like she was trying to connect with Summer in some type of way. Summer just was so immature about the situation. And you sitting up here yelling, oh, they fighting me. They want to fight me for nothing. No, bitch, it ain't for nothing. Look at the shit you doing. And then you bringing people to attack them. I mean, hey. It is what it is. You think you can be like Tommy because you hang around Tommy. Tommy bringing people to the set. You want to bring people to the set. Monkey see, monkey do. Okay. Okay, so then there's the consequences. So with that being said, folks, let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about this. I mean, like, this was the worst ass whooping I think I don't seen. Damn, Tasiki, you losing your belt, because I don't think I seen a bitch get their ass beat decent like that before on Baddies. I think this is probably the worst ass whooping we don't seen. And she got it multiple rounds. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. With that being said, make sure y'all like this video. If you like this video, dislike the motherfucker. If you dislike some engagement, prop it up, prop it up, prop it up. I'll try to be more consistent. Y'all support me. I support y'all. Whatever the fuck. We can work together. Okay? Together forever. All right. Let me go ahead and get out of here. All right. With that being said, I love you folks. Deuces.